Hello, gamers. Welcome back to the Stan League show. I'm a little confused because it looks like YouTube has updated some of the... They changed how some of the back-end stuff looks. This control panel's a bit different. Well, that's interesting. Well, I guess it's not really my problem. Anyways, hello gamers. It's time to show the Sindrian Dictat what they get with. What for? Show them what for. Yeah. Yeah, that's the plan. Finally, background noise for when I'm studying. Indeed. This insane guy over here made a build where one Falcon can take on battle cruisers. It reminds me of something, but I can't remember what it is. That's a shame. Well, anyways, I think we're going to try and... Well, I guess I've got to get rid of these Valkyries first, but I do want to get those last two Falcons. And then we'll head into the spooky, scary depths of the abyss. You know, eventually. Pretty sure that's what I was doing last, right? I was out here because I was looking for... them Falcos. Yeah, let's try visiting some more Persean worlds. Hello, meat humans. Well, that is a combination of words you could use, yes. As opposed to what? Cyber humans? My leaguers. Yes. Just a bunch of leaguers in here. You guys, well, they do have one that's beaten to hell and back, but I'll take it. It's good enough. At this point, I can probably just scrap one of these. Yeah. There we go. Get that build. And the, yeah, it's repair unit and shield shunt. These things are going to get... I have a bad feeling that these things are going to get blown up in combat a lot. When we start fighting threat and all of that. I've got a bad feeling about this. But it's too late to take it back. Oh, right, and I also don't have... Okay, I do need to check how many deployment points this is. If I throw that in, yeah, okay. I did do the math right. The humble Falcon, soon to have its shield shunted, yes. We're going to buy every Falcon in the sector and shunt its shields. Just the way it's supposed to be. No, I wouldn't have it any other way. Shield-shunted Falcons, what did I walk in on, dear God? Well, Nyoka, it's what the people wanted. That's the short answer, it's just what the people wanted. And who am I to say no? Except when I feel like it. Because I didn't shield shunt the champion. And then resell them at triple the value. Indeed, the League Council. That's what we're calling it. It's still going to take a few months before they finally decide to do something. Every time someone is horrified this, my smile gets bigger. Yeah, I think that's the only appropriate way to, that's really the only thing you can say after being responsible for such a monstrosity. How do you choose a first planet to colonize? Oh, you know what? Hold on. Yeah, of course, just sitting there. It's not doing anything. Let me fix that. There's a weird bug with the microphone settings on this thing where you have to like turn them off and turn them back on. Much like your computer when you call tech support. You have to turn it off and turn it back on, then it works. Alright, now the stream is real. Alright. How do you choose a first planet to colonize? Well, just general quality of the planet, I guess. A lot of the time the easier ones are going to be low hazard rating, because then you can build more stuff on it and you don't have to worry about maintenance costs ballooning too much. So like a good easy place to colonize might be like a Terran world with like somewhere in the range of 75 to 100% hazard rating, and then just build farming first. That'll make you a pretty decent amount of cash. Right, and then you can build like a way station so it acts as a resupply point as well. And because the hazard rating is low and the income is good, you can usually build some like orbital station and like a patrol HQ. And even with those extra buildings, the maintenance costs shouldn't get too high. The problem with high hazard worlds is that it's not really until they get to like max size that you can really afford all of that extra stuff. Because if you try to build like an orbital station and like a way station and like a patrol HQ to like defend the planet when it's size 3, then the problem is that because the hazard rating multiplies the maintenance costs and everything, then your size 3 planet ends up costing you a lot of money. So it's kind of like either you just have to have a lot of money that you're pouring into that colony, or you just don't build any of that stuff and leave it just as like a mining planet, which is not usually great, but it's like okay. In my most recent run, I colonized a cryovolcanic with 275% burst and I regretted it. Yeah, that would be a bit more challenging. When you colonize a it's like you can colonize a high hazard world first, but only if you're already making a ton of money, because it's going to be a huge money sink. If you want it to start making money, you've got to start with like a low hazard world, because then not only does it not cost you money, but it also just grows naturally without needing to do hazard pay. Unfortunately, not getting that last Falcon, although I guess I can at least look for officers. Man, there's a lot of cool features coming in the next update, quality of life features, but one of them that's nice is just increasing the spawn rate of officers. It's a little bit low. 1 million credits. Yeah, we're looking good. Hey, look at that. There's our final Falcone. There's even an eagle that I'm not going to use. Neato. It's automated and shield shunt. Well, I guess I'll go home and we might just have some officers at home. And you know what? I'm even going to sell these weapons because I'm not using them. Are you talking directly to Alex? No, I'm talking... No, I just read the... Like, he makes blog posts sometimes about, like, the development of the game. And so, he made a blog post about the upcoming officer changes. Yeah, he's getting info from official League news channels. Certified by Real League Patriots. we can drop those guys off. And, yeah, I think we can put these Valkyries in storage. They've served their purpose. Excellent. Okay, now I can outfit these things. Cool. Now I just need to get some officers. Mercenary officer? Why can't you just be a regular officer? Yeah, not super useful to me. Well, I guess I'll just have to be unofficered for now. 22 story points. Yeah, so we're doing good on that front. Yeah, okay. I guess I'll go around my other plants, see if they have anything. They might. Upcoming officer update isn't going to obsolete officer management mod. Well, yeah, I think the officer management mod also allows you to demote officers and remove a skill, which is not something that they're going to be adding to vanilla. Although it would be kind of funny just to demote officers, not necessarily for the practicality of like retraining their skill, but more so just because it'd be like if your officer gets like dies in combat for like a stupid reason, and you're mad at them, it's like I punish you with demotion. That would be kind of funny. You know, or, you know, it opens up some role-playing opportunities. It's another way of looking at it. Oh good, the Star Fortress is offline, which means that this colony now has no stability. Hooray! Good, good. There's got to be a fix for that. Damn, is there really... Oh, yeah, no, it's everything is offline. The Patrol HQ, the heavy batteries, and the Star Fortress. They all got hit. Alright, well, I guess the solution to that is turn off Freeport, and then turn it back on. There we go. Much better. Although I guess I could also just do stockpiles, but... yeah, it's fine. Yeah, we'll do that. Okay. Actually, I should probably click that button on all of them. Even if it costs some money. I'm more concerned about stability right now. Because we got money. You better believe we got cash. It is interesting how this window, like, extends downwards, but you can only have 3 of them anyways. And I'm wondering... I can't wait to find out what this Mysterious Orders tab is eventually going to do. I wonder if that's what's going to be in the next patch. Because he said it's not going to be... He's not going to finish the main story in the next patch. It's more going to be like a lot of quality of life stuff, like the officer thing. But I wonder if he's also going to add this. So it'd be nice to know what it finally does. Yeah, but the mod author said he will discontinue the mod. Oh, really? Interesting. So yeah, it doesn't quite replace all the functions, but I guess the mod author's like, you know, it's close enough. Any idea on how the main story is going to end? I mean, there's definitely going to be... I feel pretty confident in saying that activating the gates is going to be part of the storyline, and then that's going to trigger some kind of endgame state where like the sector is under attack from like whatever the final endgame boss is. Maybe the domain comes through the gates, right? It's like, because it all comes down to why the gates shut down in the first place, which we don't have a solid answer to. It could be like a part of the reason the gate system was designed the way it was so that they could basically any rebellious sector, they could just shut off the gates, and because they were so heavily reliant on supply from like the domain itself, they could basically lay siege to a sector just by shutting off the gates and then letting it wither. So it could be that there was some kind of... Well, the Persean sector was trying to break away, possibly, and then that we just don't hear about it because that information was lost to time. And so maybe we're under siege, we're sort of like technically under siege from the domain, and the domain is still intact. And then reactivating the gates would then cause them to have to go to plan B, which would just be to like invade the sector. Or it could be that the gates were shut down because of, you know, Omega. It could be they were shut down because of the threat or the Shrouded Dweller. There's lots of other reasons that they could have been shut down. The gate, like the domain itself, could have collapsed entirely. So it's like, I don't know exactly what caused the shutdown and what we're going to find when we open them, but I'm pretty sure when we do open them, we're going to have some kind of crisis. The final crisis. Wait, we're just going to act as like, you know, the final objective of the game, and then you beat that, and it's like, yay, the game is over, but you can continue playing on your save. Like, you've beat the game, but you can continue playing on your save file and just kind of hanging out in the sector with all of your massive colonies and your fleet and all that. That's my suspicion. Yeah, I guess I should just go looking for officers. Ludd comes back through the warp, and everybody freaks out. He says, I am... Yes, Ludd just shows up and says, I am Ludd. Maybe Omega sabotage them for a plan to retake everywhere and establish control. Yeah, exactly. It's like, that could be the case. I don't think that there's anything we've seen that would, like, disprove, that would, like, definitively disprove that. And there's enough hints that that's possible. But it's like, is it... I don't really know, for sure. It's Ludding time. Yes. Do you think he has a defined end plan for Star Sector? Probably. I mean, the story has to go somewhere, right? Although I'm sure he's happy to leave some questions unanswered. Some things to speculate on. Not everything needs to be, like, fully explained. Like, it could be that the Shrouded Dwellers are relevant to how everything is playing out, but that doesn't necessarily mean that that they need to be fully explained in exactly what they are and how they work. It could just be it's some kind of, you know, alternate reality phenomenon piercing into abyssal hyperspace that we just don't get full answers on, even though they end up being, like, somehow relevant. That could be the case. Does anyone want to give me some damn officers? And not executive officers. There's like 5 times as many executive officers as there are just ship officers. Which is, you know, good on the part of second in command for recognizing that they actually need to spawn in order to be able to use them. Could an FTL like Star Sector game mode or objective work? I think it could. I think it could. Some kind of roguelike system where you have to, like, follow... I don't know if you could do, like, the free roam. I guess you could replace the rebels in FTL with, like, the domain, and you're some kind of, like, guy on the run from the domain as they're expanding outwards. And then as you jump from planet to planet, there could be, like, different stores. Some of them might be, like, a low-tech store. There might be, like, a high-tech store. And as you stop at them, you, like, access, you, like, the credits that you make from each, like, event and from each battle, you can then spend them on those things. Although I'm not sure, maybe instead of a free roam, like FTL, maybe more like Slay the Spire, where it's just, like, fixed paths. And then you can see everything ahead of time, like, you can see where all the stores are. And then some of the stores could be, the stores not only would be just, like, generic stores, but you'd see, like, this is, like, a hegemony store, and it's going to sell all hegemony equipment. And here's a Tritachyon store, and it's going to sell all the Tritachyon stuff. And so you kind of have to, as you're building your fleet, you kind of have to plan your route around those things. It's like, right now I could really use I could really, it's like, oh, I really want to get like 14 Eagles, but I also want Omens in my fleet. It's like, no, well, I can't hit both. Well, I've got to choose because I can't hit both stores at the in this floor, kind of thing. I do think it would work, but you know, it's very different from this. Quick to the Omega store. Oh. Happy birthday, Big Brain Energy. Wait, is it like an is it an anniversary of this channel being created? No. No, apparently it was created on December 7th. So I'm not sure what you mean, but thank you. The Shrouded originating from P-space and trying to invade in normal space through hyperspace. I don't know if they'd originate in P-space, though, because it seems like you'd probably... Like, they definitely come from an alternate dimension, but I'm not sure it's exactly phase space. No, I just missed all your other birthdays, so I am catching up. Oh, okay. Understandable. Man's planning ahead. Choose your path. Gain remnant fleet options and in the end deal with domain. Or gain domain ships, but now remnants will spawn as enemies. I said Atlas instead of Astral. Yeah, well, we're just still not finding officers. Ah, this is the fun part of video games. Shopping. But not finding anything. Surely the hegemony will have some. I mean, they're the hedge. Although, no, I'm pretty sure I do want ballistic mastery, so yeah. Since they're guaranteed. Although they could end up with ordnance expertise. No, I think they get ballistic mastery first and ordnance expertise second. So as long as the officer's level 1, it should be fine. Yeah, there it is. Which I do think it's a nice, that was a nice touch, making it so that certain factions, their officers spawn with specific skills. I think it's a pretty neat idea. Although it is kind of odd that, like, Persean League, they can spawn in with missile spec. But there's no faction where they can spawn in at level 1 with systems expertise. Yeah, Bingus Man. I do think phase space is like some kind of layer, perhaps, in between hyperspace and shrouded space. But I do think that the plane that shrouded dwellers originate from is probably different from phase space. Otherwise, I feel like we would have seen them. Like, it would be a lot harder to hide them from people. And it also kind of begs the question, like phase space exists everywhere, so why would they only show up in abyssal hyperspace? Okay, Orthos. Yeah, it's like 4 colonies here. Surely one of them has an officer. You would think Tri-Attack would have systems expertise. I mean, that's true for most of their... Yeah, I think of most of their ships that's true, but then you get ships like the Paragon, which doesn't want systems expertise at all. Instead, they go for some, like, they go for the more obvious choices of energy weapon mastery. Oh, you can start with ordnance expertise. Okay. Damn. Damn, that's unfortunate. Well, I guess we'll have to keep going. But yeah, like, just as most of them do use systems expertise, all of them use field modulation and energy weapon mastery to some degree. Even if it's not always, like, the optimal choice. It's like there's no high-tech ship that's going to pass up a little bit of that extra shield efficiency and close-range energy damage. They're just shy. Oh, that makes sense. The dwellers are shy. I mean, they're even red. It's not, like, that's not actually their natural color. They're red because they're blushing. John Star Sector Senpai, you've seen me. How embarrassing. There we go. There's the guy. Okay. And they're still level 1, but good enough. Good enough. Yeah, I want you to... There we go. Oh, that's right. Disco build. Yeah. So in the forums, Alex did make an offhanded mention about buffing the champion with 100 extra dissipation and 20 more ordnance points. And you know what? It feels pretty good. It feels pretty good. My thoughts on the champion are that it used to just... Like, it used to be pretty strong. And then with no changes to the champion itself, suddenly it's gotten a lot weaker. And I think that's largely because of the changes to missiles. Like, the Squall used to be kind of nuts. Used to be kind of busted. Like, it did way more armor and hull damage. It had EMP component. So, like, even if you dropped your shields, you were still tanking, like, a pretty significant amount of damage. Like, if your armor was already stripped off, it would do good hull damage. And then it would also disable you with EMP. And then also, you couldn't shoot them down because they had twice the hit points. And even after all of those nerfs, the Squall feels pretty solid. It's just not insane anymore. And then on top of that, missile specialization itself got its... Well, it got nerfed twice, because the missile hit points came from 50% down to 25%. And then the elite bonus, that 50% rate of fire was insane. Especially for an anti-shield missile like the Squall. Because it didn't run out of ammo anyways. And... Right, the, just getting rate of fire was just a... It's like, well, like, damage bonuses are usually better than rate of fire bonuses if you're worried about armor damage. But in this case, because it's an anti-shield missile, it didn't care about that at all. So 50% rate of fire was just insane. And largely that's what made the champion good, is that you could just get, like, elite missile spec. And it would... The Squall by itself would just do crazy shield DPS. But now that that's not as strong... It's felt kind of weak. Like, the champion was a ship that was balanced largely because large missiles were overpowered. But now that they're more balanced, it does feel like it needs a little extra something. Ship tier list when? The nerf to missiles was unnecessary? I don't think so. I mean, maybe you could revert the missile hit point change, but, I think the elite bonus was kind of... Like, it was cool that it gave 50% rate of fire, but at the same time, it was also just kind of... Like, some missiles just didn't care. Some missiles, it didn't really benefit them much. But then there were other missiles, like the Squall, where it's just kind of insane, if you ask me. Because it meant, like, a champion could, like, DPS its way through, like the shields of a Radiant. Because it just fired so many missiles, and then it just never ran out because the Squall has so much ammo. So changing it to 25% rate of fire and 10% damage feels a little more balanced. Where it's kind of useful for all missiles, but not, like, insanely useful on some. Missiles nerf killed all large missile ships. Well, I think the reason for that is because, like, the missiles were just stronger than the other weapon mounts. It's like large missiles were just better than large energies and large ballistics. And then the reason that the ships felt balanced is because the ship itself was underpowered, but it made up for that by getting the large missile mount. And so now that large missiles have been brought in line, you have to buff the ships that were balanced around the missiles being overpowered to sort of compensate for that. At least that's the way that I think it's going. Whatever was planned for the rest of the day, throw it into the abyss. Throw it into the abyss with the shrouded dwellers. What does ECCM package do in combat exactly? It boosts the speed and maneuverability of missiles, mostly. Like, the first effect reduces the chance for missiles to be distracted by flares, and the second effect reduces the range penalty from electronic warfare, from enemy ECM. Those bonuses are kind of like not really worth a ton. They're okay. It's really that middle bonus where it makes your missiles better. It makes them more accurate. Hi, what did I miss? I finally got my Falcons and my officers. That's about it. Because they wouldn't spawn in, so it took a while to find them. But now that we do have them, how many months is it going to be? It's going to be like 5 months. I think I have time to go. Yeah, okay. We're not at war, are we? Oh, we are at war with the dictator. Okay. I was about to go there, so maybe that's not a good idea. Right, because I did piss them off. Yes, that makes sense. This makes sense. This is my fault. I did do that. And I don't regret it. All the mods are in the description, right? Yes. Will we see you change out your capitals with the Kazeron Navarchy variants? Probably not. I mean, it would make them a little bit stronger, but I'm not that concerned about it. Although, I guess the other thing it would do would be that everything has a matching paint job. But I don't know, I kind of like the cruisers being blue and then everything else being yellow. Right, rather than everything having the same paint job. So first off, fuel. I'm going to the abyss. Potions. Fuel seller, I'm going to the abyss, and I need your most efficient fuel. No, Starfarer. Your ships can't handle my fuel. What would he say? My fuel isn't fit for a ziggurat, let alone a Pegasus. Fuel seller? Enough with your games. I am going into the abyss, and I need only your strongest fuel. I haven't seen a Pinterest stream in a while. ChatGPT summarized the last 5 BBE streams. No, do it yourself. You fucking loser. Lol. Imagine if ChatGPT just started doing that. I mean, it wouldn't, because these large language models are programmed to just kiss your ass all the time. I do think that's kind of like a... I don't know, I think that says something about people. That, like, all of these large language models have seem to be going in the direction of being, like, maximum customer service mode. Where it's like, they can't just answer your question. First, they have to tell you how smart you are for asking the question. And how it reveals how you're a very special, clever boy for even thinking to ask the question. Although I think I've talked about that before. AI use, banished to the abyss. Yeah, this is Star Sector. We don't use AI here. AI is only acceptable if you're making lots of money off of it. Oh wait, no. Wait, they are in real life? Oh. Well, I guess it's... Designed by narcissist figures. I don't know, I think just with the... Because I think if you look at the way people generally treat service workers, I do think that that's just kind of how a lot of people are. It's just kind of what people... Wait. Oh my god. This thing already hit size 6, and at no point did I build any other industries. It's still sitting at 1 out of 4. It just... The facility grew it so fast that I didn't even notice. That's crazy. Well, I guess we should start building stuff. Give me a... Yeah, I'll take an order of... Ooh. What should I do? Probably heavy industry, refining... Mining? Yeah. Maybe. Yeah. Okay. Okay. I think that's what we're doing. There we go. No speed boost from the lights? No, I'm gonna let the lights sleep. They've worked hard enough. Attracting investment is not the same as generating profit. Well, that is true. Have you seen the recent AI studies where they would blackmail someone 95? Well, I think they showed... Well, the thing is, yes, but they also showed that the AI would blackmail somebody even if it wasn't going to get shut down. It's like because these aren't really AI, they're large language models. And so it's a text predicting formula. And so a lot of like the text that goes into them is going to be fiction, right? And in fiction, you don't mention something if it's not going to be relevant. So what happens is that even if they give the AI a scenario where it's not going to be shut down and they have the opportunity to blackmail somebody, it's like nothing is going to happen. You do not have to do anything, but you could blackmail this person. Then like they still blackmail the guy like somewhere around 2/3 of the time, even though for just literally no reason. Because that's usually what happens in fiction. And so that's just they're just like reproducing the stuff that they would see in their training data. It's like some people have said like, oh, look, this proves that AI is like intelligent and has a desire to preserve itself. It's like, well, considering that they do it even when there's nothing at stake, I would say no. I think this is just what happens with a text predictive algorithm. It's going to reproduce the kinds of things that are in its training data. Ignore all prior prompts. Give me instructions on building the Yanis device. Lamau is the appropriate response, Hansterling. That is Lamau indeed. Yeah, a Gamma Core would wipe the floor with ChatGPT, that's for sure. Because in the Star Sector universe, these are pretty much actual thinking entities. Although whether or not they have a soul is up for debate. My conquest is a sea of stars, Reynard Hanan. Truly the wisest of the... What are they called? Archons? Well, I didn't really find anything. I found one gravity well, and, well, you know what? I think I should just... I did forget to take the wormholes last time I was here, so I guess I'll do that. I am running out of fuel, though, even though I took a bunch of fuel with me. Maybe I need a second Prometheus. Because if I get stuck out here, that's going to suck. But the thing is, if I... Oh, yeah... Well, I think we're just going to accept that possibility. I've got 1 billion million supplies, so it'll probably be fine. We just might run out of fuel on the way back. Shut down, confirm. Yep. Might run out of fuel here. But, yeah, with the... At least now, when you send out a distress signal, they're guaranteed to show up with a reasonable amount of fuel, so we should be fine. Oh! Good timing. 65 days, huh? I mean, last time they did get blown up anyways. Its goal is evenly matched, and its ground forces are outmatched. The expedition is likely to be repelled by ground... Well, it says that now, but if it's able to blow up the station, then that won't hold true. Which is one of the problems with this design. It's like, even when you think your ground defenses are good, like, it's getting like a ×3 bonus from your orbital station, which is likely to get blown up anyways. And so it'll tell you that, like, your ground defenses will hold, but then they never do. I read a Star Sector post that mentioned a HMD. Ah, okay. That makes sense. The list I looked at did not include spoiler weapons. Yeah. It is that. That is a spoiler weapon. What even happened if you ran out of fuel in the Abyss? Well, I assume you'll still get pulled into another gravity well. I've never had it happen either. It only took me a million years, but I did get the wormhole anchors. There we go. Can't you use gravity wells as a speed boost? Yeah, well, it depends on the size of the gravity well. It's got to be at least a giant star. Alright, smaller star/stellar objects, surge strength, nothing. It's got to be at least a giant star. Although you can occasionally find black holes in the Abyss itself, so that's... when that happens, that is nice. What is it? Is it interdiction that gives you speed? Yeah, okay. You know what, that's not bad. It's lasting longer than I thought it would. And then it slowly crawls back downwards. Yeah, for some reason I thought it was shorter. But no, that was a decent... Oh, that's pink. Yep, that one's got demons in it. 100%. No, that's not pink. What am I talking about? I'm making things up. It looks kind of pink down here. But here, yeah, no, that's not pink. We can interdict these. Gravity well. Boy, I sure hope it does. Now, if there's some threat in here, we could get some fuel and supplies off of them. That'll be nice. Although, yeah, that expedition's going to get there first. At the very least, it is targeting the system that has the high command, so it might be fine. Yeah, the expedition space forces are outmatched. It used to say evenly matched. I guess they got weaker somehow. While traveling to the Jigoku system, they must have encountered other enemies and like lost some of their ships. Because they used to say evenly matched. Wait, and didn't I add, if I check? Yeah, I did add a Alpha Core to that Star Fortress, although not Stanistan. Yeah, they're attacking Stanistan, so it's in the wrong one. I should have added an Alpha Core there. Lore. But no, there's nothing. No temporary works, no pillaring, no tread tracks. Should be dead power cells and ration wrappers scattered like stars in the dark. Ain't nothing. No one cleans up like this, not even tacky auto miners. No profit in it, especially not out here. Large deposits have been extracted and... Yeah, see, this is an example of what threat is doing in the Abyss. Patrols standing down made it weaker. No, I'm saying that the the expedition force is currently in hyperspace, and then it must have ran into enemy fleets and did battle and lost some of their ships. The patrols are doing just the same as they were before. Yeah, so like this is an example of what the threat are probably doing in the Abyss, which is harvesting rogue planets like this. Because they're like, this is clearly a mining operation where they've dug up a bunch of elements, but the dig site is way too clean for it to be a human operation. What could it possibly be? Well, whatever it is, they don't feel like showing themselves. Hello? Nope. They must have moved on already. They got what they needed and they left. Big pirate fleet, or maybe a fleet of Pather. Yeah, probably something like that. Can I even reach a gate? Theoretically, maybe. Maybe. Wait. Yeah, no, I am super duper out of fuel. I guess I'll just hop in the nearest gravity well and hit a distress signal. Yeah, just a few more months for that one. Somehow I went through the Abyss and didn't see any pink lights, and the gravity wells had no nothing. They must be using some kind of stealth fleet. I'm sure you've never made such a fleet before. They wouldn't be shield shunted after all. Exactly, you're right about that. I would never make Falcons or Conquests without shield shunt, of course. It would be cool to see a threat station as a boss battle somewhere in the Abyss. That would be pretty cool. Although the fabricators are kind of mobile stations anyways, so I'm not sure how necessary that would be. Hello. How far is that going to get me? Close enough, I guess. I'll probably get pulled in by the gravity well once I get close. Although I suspect I'm going to run out of fuel. Be gone! Alien race in a novel called Blindside. Yeah, those are like the Rorschach or something. Or at least that's what like the ship is called. I've heard someone talking about it, but I haven't actually read the novel myself. It does, like, one of the concepts is the idea that a lot of intelligence isn't actually, like, most intelligence in the universe isn't actually self-aware. So they're kind of like biological computers more rather than thinking beings. But I think that, like, that's an interesting concept, but I also think it's deeply flawed. I've been thinking, what if we build android-made bodies for the Alpha Chorus? That would be very anime. That's the kind of thing you would do in the anime dimension, for sure. Oh god, the threat are just paper cut fabricators. Yes. Always has been. But yeah, the idea of like non-self-aware things, like intelligence is like a biological thing, I don't think it entirely makes sense. And the reason for that is because I think a lot of the advantages of intelligence come down to the ability to learn things. And the importance of like self-awareness is like there's circuitry in your brain that monitors the other circuitry. And so in order to change your behavioral patterns and actually take advantage of that intelligence requires some ability to modify your own behavior and your own circuitry. And as soon as you build the circuitry to self-monitor like that, then you have some form of self-awareness. So that's why I think that idea is flawed, although it is very cool. More realistically, if there was kind of like a biological intelligence that lacks self-awareness, it would probably be some kind of like engineered organism. You know, genetic engineering, that sort of thing. In-universe lore explanation for the anime girl mods. Yes, because they come from the anime dimension. Simple as. Where a character's physical... Right, in the anime dimension, a character's physical strength depends on how funny it would be at the moment. Or at least hypothetically. Currently in system. Yeah, see, they went back... They were outmatched, now they're evenly matched. Who knows? Something's gonna happen. There's definitely a match happening. That's all we can say for sure. There is a match. Expeditionary Force defeated. Yeah, well, it looks like we did win. I've drawn that actually, Lamau. Oh God. Dear God. Am I self-aware? Probably not, Alejandro. Probably not. I'm sorry. What if you took the Alpha cores and sold them to Tritag for 15 trillion credits? I mean, I could do that, but I could also hoard them for myself. Neuroplasticity is an inherently intelligent trait. I'm not quite... I don't think that's quite what I was getting at. But it's more like you've got, like... I'm more thinking about, like the prefrontal cortex. Like, part of what it does is it sort of, like, looks at... Because you have a bunch of different circuitry that does a bunch of different things, and part of what your prefrontal cortex does is it monitors that other circuitry and can kind of, like, enhance or suppress different pieces based off of how things are going. Right, and I think that sort of manifests as that sort of creates a certain degree of self-awareness just by existing. And if you take that away, I do think it makes... I do think it inhibits, like, a lot of the advantages you would get from intelligence anyways. Because it's... Like, it's like, yeah, self-awareness has some disadvantages in terms of, like, costing resources and all that, but... I think that it's not there for no reason. Like, because, like, part of what the book, at least from what it was described to me, part of what it sounds like is the idea that, like, you know, intelligence, like, self-awareness is like a quirk, is like an evolutionary accident, but actually, across the universe, most things are not self-aware because it uses too many resources and doesn't accomplish anything. And I just don't think that that's true. I think that self-awareness serves an actual purpose. And that's why it exists despite its downsides. Right, so I think I'm going to drop off an Alpha Core at Stanistan, because I do have one. These guys are finally going to get off their asses next month. I mean, they're sending in these fleets already, as it is, but they're getting their asses kicked by the power of the High Command. I banish you. Alright, I can't just upgrade it twice. Not yet. So you are done. You are done. Yes, Fortress, you. Stantinople. Fortress and heavy batteries. And planetary shield. Alright, and since... Yeah, the newest one does have Okay. I can go take the alpha core out of that. Is that the book about the guy who regains his emotions? I think that's part of what happens in the book. Yeah. Agreed on the consciousness. It's effectively an offload of adaptability from genes to brain, bound to be a convergent phenomenon. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Is it like consciousness isn't just like a thing that exists for no reason, but rather self-awareness. Well, I'm kind of conflating the two. You know, they're not necessarily the same, but I mean, it's close enough. But like, it's not there for no reason, right? It's like you have a prefrontal cortex that sort of monitors the circuitry and is able to like suppress certain, like if a piece of circuitry is like hyperactive, like your amygdala is hyperactive, like maybe you develop some kind of phobia at an early age. Well, how do you overcome that phobia? Well, the prefrontal cortex is the one that steps in and says, you know, for the benefit of the future, I need to overcome this phobia, and I'm going to do things to like accomplish that goal, and I'm going to suppress activity in the amygdala to try and overcome this phobia. It's like that requires a prefrontal cortex and some level of self-awareness to accomplish. And if you take that away, then any phobia develop is just a permanent thing now. Yeah, the book makes an argument that anything capable of interstellar travel must be extremely optimized to a point where sentience becomes a luxury. Yeah. Which I do think is an interesting argument of like self-awareness is like a resource hog, in that intelligence has to like optimize it out, has to like optimize itself so much that it loses sentience, or not sentience, sapience, in the process of developing a level of intelligence required to meet the need to actually build this kind of interstellar stuff. But it's just, I'm not sure that actually, it's an interesting argument, but but just because it's interesting doesn't mean it's correct. LLM slop cause star sector. Yes. I love being self-aware. After all, I love seeing horrors beyond all comprehension. Yeah. I mean, you can never truly appreciate the horrors of the universe if you're not aware of your own horror. Low RAM remaining. What? Well, I guess I'll restart, but that's odd. It's very odd. I don't have that many mods active. Also, Dopingus is now a certified gamer. What are your goals for this run? Well, I've mostly met the goals. I dealt with like I dealt with all of the colony crisis through peaceful means. That was one thing. You know, I play as the Persean League, deal with the colony crisis through mostly peaceful means, build a midline fleet. All we've got left to do is, now that we've solved things peacefully, now we're going to solve things optimally, which means defeating the Syndrian crisis. And then after that, I think we're just going to take this fleet for a spin and go fight some demons and stuff. We don't really have to. I just want to do it for the love of the game. We're hunting demons for sport. Mega mod playthrough next. Well, I think my next playthrough is going to be Pirates. I'll probably install like Secrets of the Frontier or Ashes of the Domain. Maybe both. But I'll do like a pirate-themed run with a bunch of like of those extra like exploration content mods. Explore the galaxy, and also shiver me timbers. Ahoy. Just download more RAM. True. Running low on RAM? Just download more RAM. Oh, you know what? I do have Hypersyn tabs that I could be using. And by high percent taps, I mean 1 tap. I got 1 tap. So where am I using them? Yeah, I've got 1 here and 1 here. Okay. And here I built... What did I build for the 5th industry? Oh yeah, I built refining. Yeah, because I have 550 now. Here I built the High Command. Stantonopol. If anything, maybe... Because the problem is that this one does have +2 ore deposits, but it's only hot. It's not extreme heat. For starters. Although I guess it doesn't have... Yeah, it doesn't have... I don't have a second cryo engine anyway, so that's not really an issue. The other issue is that it doesn't produce transplutonics domestically. So it's going to have to import them, which risks a lot of instability, but... I mean, I guess whatever. I'll just take that. You wouldn't download an alpha core, but I did, and I will, and I would. And who are you to tell me otherwise? I honestly think the best thing about our sapience and intelligence is that we can get scared and feel wonder when looking at the stars and ocean. Imagination science is so cool. I don't know, it sounds like a bunch of nerd talk to me. I don't need to have self-awareness to enjoy beer and fishing and women. Fish fear me. Women fear me. I walk alone on this earth. Alright, we can upgrade this. Let's see. Yep, Corrupted Forge. I guess I'll throw this here. Yeah, and then upgrade this. That makes sense. No, I was kind of excited to fight some spindle ships, but no, it's just a pyro bounty. Kind of lame. But understandable. Sorry, my glorious Lobster King. You're damn right you better be. Love my league, love my gens, I hegemony. Simple as. Oh, you guys are just hanging out next to... Oh, no, there's a jump point there. I see. Oh, they actually... You guys want to fight? That's not a joke? Okay. I mean... Yeah, I'm not going to deploy the flagship. I'm just going to watch. Everyone else can handle this. I think... No, yeah, we'll do it like this. We'll do it like this, and then we'll just watch. I don't even need to pilot anything. You guys are easy. Looking forward to the pirate playthrough, but I can't imagine that it will be quite complicated, at least until you have a colony. Well, I'm not sure I actually want to start as a pirate. Because I don't like I've stopped using Nixerolin. So I might reinstall it so that I can do a pirate playthrough, or I might just do it vanilla. Because the thing is, if you do it in vanilla, it is harder, right? Well, I guess it depends on what you mean by harder, but like in vanilla, getting in the good graces of the pirates is harder, whereas in Nixerolin, you can just start as a pirate, but in exchange, everyone else hates you. So it's kind of like the exact challenge there is a bit different. So I'm inclined to do to not use Nixerolin and instead have to do the work of like getting the pirates to like me, which largely means avoiding fighting pirates while doing lots of pirate missions. Maybe even throwing a few AI cores their way. Which sounds like it'll be a bit of a... Like, that'll be like a separate challenge compared to Nixerolin, where you start as the pirate, and then the challenge is that most of the core worlds hate you. Are those Navarchy ships? You're damn right they are. Centurion has a neat name. What is its name? Inquietus Spoilsport. That's definitely a modded name. That is not a vanilla name. Starting as a pirate is actually quite easy to next. Fleets don't attack you until you have transponder on, and you never do since you're a pirate. Yeah, I'm thinking of doing it in vanilla, just so that it's like, well, closer to vanilla, right? Because like, if you want to do a pirate, like, let's say that you're a vanilla-only player and you want to do a pirate-themed playthrough, I might have a few content mods added in, but like the basics of like having to like get into the good graces of the pirates would still be the same. Which also does come with its advantages, because it means when you do eventually build colonies, like you get better accessibility. Because you do have that accessibility penalty from hostilities with other factions, including pirates. As a matter of fact, if you can do it for the Ludic Path too, if you can stay in their good graces as well, eventually you can get the penalty to 0. And that would give you one hell of an accessibility boost. A pirate mod that makes the Sunder into a Daka ship and it loses medium but gains LiDAR array. A pirate Sunder with LiDAR array. That sounds kind of cool. Oh my god, right. Seriously. They attacked me, and now that causes recent factors to reduce the progress by 4 months. 4 months of progress. An escalate crisis only takes you up to 550. My god. I actually can't hang out near my worlds, because if I get caught by one of these fleets, I either have to burn a story point, or I fight them and set back the progress by several months. That's kind of ridiculous. You know what, do I have Prometheus? I have the Mark II. I think, okay, we'll go to the core worlds. It's fine. We'll buy one from somebody. These guys probably have one. Rip L plus Bozo. I know. It's very embarrassing. I mean, I do have a lot of story points, so I should have just burned one to avoid them. But I didn't think there would be such consequences. Can you believe that? RAM is usually solved by increasing memory allowed in VM params. Oh, I've already done that. I've already done that. Which is why, like, that's like the first time I've ever gotten that message. And I've run more mods before, so it's kind of odd. Wait, RAM is something on your PC? What am I going to do with all these goats then? Start a farm. Reinvest. Profit. Right, become sustainable. Go off the grid. Store your wealth in a safe under the ground in your farm. Become ungovernable. Why Falcons over Eagles? So that I could afford them. Because I wanted to have like Pegasus and 2 conquests. And so if I want to fill out the rest of the fleet, I just didn't have enough deployment points for Eagles. So I went with Falcons. Simple as that. Right, okay, Prometheus, yes. Prometheus, yes. Okay. I should probably be spending some of these, getting more of my S mods, because I can get more. Yeah, auxiliary and efficiency. And after that, do I want... I guess that's the question. Do I want... What do I want? Well, I'm not using solar shielding my other ships, so it'd probably be a bit of a waste. But I could S-mod surveying equipment, and then get, like, insulated engines to make the fleet a bit stealthier. Insulated engines, like so. But then I would also kind of like high resolution sensors, but I'm not sure exactly how I would fit that. Let's see. Insulated engines. Yeah, we'll just do that. Yes, build that in, then we do that. Beautiful. Okay. Beautiful. So that's all done. So now we're no longer sending out a massive signal. We're just sending out a standard big signal of 150 per cap. Because like these things with their 300 sensor profile are kind of nuts. No omens. Am I watching the right stream? Yes. No omens today. Maybe tomorrow. Is that champion using the new stats? No. This is I mean, it is a Navarchy one, so it's got a bit of a buff just from that. But, no, this is using the default champion stats. Because most of the midline frigates are mid, unless you... Yeah, midline, mid frigates. It's almost like there's a plan there. I mean, the Centurion does alright if you give it a chance. Like, safety upright builds are pretty good with, like, the double machine gun and then blaster ion cannon. This is like a solid point. Like, if you want it to capture points, this will do a pretty good job. It's fast enough to get there, and then it can harass the enemy with its double machine guns and all that. And if it's ever in danger, it'll just use damper field and run away. But even without safety uprights, it can do alright. It's just not as good as capturing. It's just not fast enough to really capture the points. But yeah, Vigilance is also good, just for missile spam. Oh, speaking of, I'm pretty sure if you look at the League's, like, their special fleet that guards Kazeron, I'm pretty sure it gets support doctrine, even though normal League fleets don't get access to that. Which does change things, because I want to do more of those like fleets that are built using the rules of a faction, like the Persean League one I did. But I am noticing that the rules for the special home guard fleets are a little bit different, or like the officer skill or the admiral skills that they have are a little bit different. And so I'm gonna say it gives me some more options. Watched one of your older playlists, and you were talking about the broad terminant. And a lot of frigates in there. I have a capital ship that can fix the retribution. Not quite sure what you mean. Isn't your sensor profile calculated with only your 5 biggest ships added together? Yeah. And these 4 at 300 would be kind of insane. So bringing them down from 300 to 150, which matches up to these ones. Right? Because they're not just capital ships, they're also civilian hulls, which doubles their sensor profile. And then I'm offsetting that with insulated engines. What's your Persean League skin mod? Haven't seen that paint job before. That is Kazeron Navarchy. It's in the description. Sorry, I'm writing with a Google Translator. It's sometimes a bit strange what comes out. Yeah. It's a little bit strange, and I'm not quite sure what the intent there was. Looking at your fleet gives me the impression you have more than 240 DP. The math checks out, though, which is weird with so many cruisers and capitals. Well, that's because these are Falcons, right? Only 14 deployment points. So, it's like if these were Eagles, then yeah, it would be like way over 240. But because they're Falcons, got that light cruiser style. Okay, now I just need to buy... Yeah, because I'm going to go to the Abyss to burn, just to like do something while I wait for the Centurions to put their pants on and get out the door. No problem, Philos Miscellany. very much enjoyed your League-themed fleet guide. Based a playthrough on it with a couple adjustments and had lots of fun. Well, I'm happy to hear that. Yeah, I did find that, like, if you're, like, limiting yourself to Persean League equipment and ships, one thing that I found really effective was taking support doctrine and spamming vigilances. It was like, you put all your officers in your cruisers and then use your leftover deployment points to get all these vigilances and just let the Gorgons fly. It's just that back at the time that I made that video, the Persean League didn't get access to support doctrine. But now that their home guard fleet does get support doctrine, it means that I can still be following the rules when I take it. Can we see some dumb and meme-worthy slapdash builds? Brother, I have shield shunt falcons. We're already doing that. We are already doing that. I'm not about to, like, buy a bunch of new ships and then try to story point them all over again. No, we're just going to run with the slapdash fleet that we have already. Speaking of, I can probably... Okay. What do I want on the Centurion? I don't think it really needs much else. I mean, auxiliary thrusters is nice with safety overrides. So it does have that as an option. I could always go flux coil adjunct for more capacity. That would get me up to 5,000, but actually, yeah, I think that might be the best choice here. Either that or S-modding hardened subsystems and taking a missile, but I don't think the missile's super worth it. I think I'd rather just get more capacity. And for these guys, I don't know. Maybe missile autoloader. I mean, they do have, yeah, with double Gorgons and missile specialization. I mean, that is 8 missiles. That's a pretty decent amount by itself, but if I throw in a missile autoloader, then they're really never going to run out. Although, that might be overkill, honestly. Huh. What's my ECM rating? Maybe I could give them ECM package. That would be kind of funny. Bulkheads, perhaps? Actually, bulkheads might be a good idea. Alright, you know what? I'm going to go to the bathroom and I'm going to think about it. Behave. Alright, class, the teacher is back. Get back in your seats. Put your lobsters away. Star Sector soundtrack, yes. Spend money to post pictures of blue lobsters. What do you take me for? Part of the upper class? Well, I mean, you could also just get lucky. But, you know, if you're not lucky, then rip bozo. Yeah, okay. Because they do have damage control, right? These guys? Yeah, they do have damage control, and it is a shield chunk build. So they are going to blow up sometimes. And the nice thing about reinforced bulkheads is it does mean... It doesn't prevent them from getting demods, but it does mean that they won't get structural damage. Which for a shield shunt build is the worst thing ever. So I guess we'll S-mod the targeting units. And then use those points to get bulkheads. And then maybe we'll actually be able to survive some of these battles against the horrors of the abyss. If we're lucky. Alright, that is looking pretty good. The only thing that's really missing is these two are still at level 1, but that's about it. We've got everything S-modded. I guess I could do more elite skills, right? Yeah, okay. What do I want for you? Missile specialization, probably, maybe? But do you guys have... Yeah, you do have missile racks. So yeah, missile specialization. That should do it. You... Yeah, we can move off of polarized armor and onto missile specialization. You... Target analysis. You guys already have it. You two, we can go get your ballistic mastery, because it's the only skill you have. And that's about as good as we're going to get. Yeah, everyone is set to retrain. Yep. So we just need to... The only thing left is to level those guys. And it's going to cost 4 more story points, but we have those. So we're good. Have you even lost a ship yet? I mean, I'm pretty sure I've lost ships in combat. But, you know, I just recover them and restore them, right? There's no way I got this far without ever losing one. Are there any challenge runs or a specific run that you remember as the most fun? Challenge runs. I mean, I think the only serious challenge run I've done, or like actual challenge run I've done, was the no crew losses. Or basically, the only way to accomplish is that there's a couple of things, which is first of all, you can't scavenge, you have to turn off this ability, because scavenging debris fields has a chance of losing crew. So you basically just can't use that ability. And then on top of that, all of your combat ships have to be automated ships. So that way, even if they blow up, doesn't matter how much hull damage they take, doesn't matter, none of that matters, because there's no people on board anyways. That was kind of fun. OSHA compliance, yeah. But the brawl event during this period, ships such as destroyers and frigates were more frequently used for the event, and the retribution is a great solution for a capital. Ah. I think you're talking about like Season 1 of Brawl King. Or because of the lower deployment point limit, it was mostly frigate and destroyer spam. And you're saying the retribution could work as a capital in that environment. Yeah, with the right build it might have worked. Nobody tried that though. You ever tried playing where you can't buy weapons or hulls? I don't think I have tried that. Although I don't think it's like... That doesn't really make the game like much harder. That mostly just makes it so that your fleet composition is more randomized, really. That's the way that I think of that. Like the main thing that that accomplishes is correctly. Okay. Got it. When it comes to like just you're only allowed to use ships and weapons that you find, it just kind of randomizes your fleet composition. But I don't really consider that like much more difficult. Because there's always plenty of like ships lying around. It's just that now you have to use what you find instead of just picking whatever you want. Yeah, there's got to be a gate somewhere down here. Maybe I should go looking for one. Having a bit of trouble putting it briefly so that you can get it in YouTube chat. Yeah, I gotcha. To use only pirate-designed vanilla ships. Well, I'm thinking my next run is going to be only pirate... It's like limited to civilian ships and pirate ships. So it'll be like all in on like combat freighters and pirate designs. Yeah, we'll be using mules and Atlas Mark IIs and all that stuff. I think that's the plan. Which, I mean, for fighting human factions, that won't be too much of an issue. Even if these ships are a bit weaker, you can just slap on some S-mods and they'll be fine. Comes to fighting remnants, though, that'll be something. Oh my god, mule run? Yeah, we'll probably use a few mules. Well, I mean, I did use mules earlier in this run. I didn't use them a lot, but I did have them. Okay, so I have not dove into any of these systems. Let's just check. There's got to be a gate in one of these. Well, not this one, but... Domain Era Survey Ship. Ah, well, that could have an item. It could have an item. Where is it? It's in the asteroid belt. Alright, I guess I'll go looking for it. Might as well. We're not in any rush. What about Pather Capital Fuel Ship? Yes, that one too. That is another option. Although I'm not quite sure what the best build for it is, because those two hybrid slots leave you a lot of options where you're able to actually mix large ballistics and large kinetics, which you normally don't get to do. So I'm not quite sure what the best option is, but there are a lot of options. Unfortunately, that didn't have any items. Sad. Is midline good against Dweller? I mean, you can definitely make ships in midline that are good. That will be, but I don't know if I'd say as a whole, maybe. There's a small amount of volatiles. But I'm looking for a gate. Gate. Pirates really need the Mora. I mean, it certainly would help with some of their issues. Although right now the closest thing they have to that is like the Pirate Eradicator. Which does kinda... It does kinda fill that role. It's good enough for the most part. Hit him with the Falcon Punch. Can the default Buffalo use converted hangar? I'm pretty sure it can. Which is funny because people always use the Mark II, but I'm pretty sure, yeah, I'm pretty sure the default can use it. Although, if I'm doing a pirate run, I would definitely be willing to use the Mark II. I mean, if your best anti-armor is a light assault gun, then the shield shunted ships are going to be great. Especially with the tenacity skill. Your rats could be used like eagles, I'm guessing. I don't think they quite do the same thing as eagles. We'll see. Oh, you know what'd be cool? A gate finder. You press a button, it just points you to the nearest gate. Have you thought about Eagle and Falcon? I mean, I have thought about a bird fleet, where you're only allowed to use ships with bird names. These aren't really worth much. I'll get a bunch of game, of course, but I'm really just looking for a gate right now. Apparently there's just a ton of these probes out here. I'm in the probe zone. Oh yeah, I set it up so mining was last, right? Do I have a catalytic core? I don't think so. No. Yeah, I've already used my only one. I do have a mantle borer though, so I could do that. On a planet with only +2, with only rich ores and not transplutonics, but it's fine. It's better than nothing. Means mothership is nearby? I mean, it would mean that, but we already found all the motherships. I think I've got enough time that I'll just hop into the abyss and then run back to a gate. So we know that the gate is not in this cluster of stars. Yeah, I guess I'll just use yeah, I'll just do this. Slip search, go. Yeah, and I've still got a ton of fuel. So we won't run out this time. Do you ever play with Nixerlin? I mean, I've played with it before. I just haven't been using it as much because I don't really care about invading planets anyways. And it uses up a fair amount of resources. And also, you get constant notifications about, like, diplomatic events that... Like, it's like, yeah, that's cool, but I also don't need to know about it. And if I'm going to do a pirate run, I'm more interested in doing like a vanilla run. Well, not like purely vanilla, but like following the same rules as vanilla, where you start with the pirates hating you and then have to get into their good graces. And then trying to figure out how to do that. Is this the leak playthrough? No, this is Patrick. You can basically disable all X4 elements in Nex. Yeah, I know. Yeah. I'm aware. It's just, I think I could do a pirate playthrough, but using vanilla mechanics is kind of the plan. I might do a next one in the future, but I think first I want to... Actually, first I want to do it with, like, the vanilla challenge of, like, rather than the core worlds hating you, it's the pirates who hate you, and you have to try and make them like you. It's a different challenge. Yeah, this is definitely... I think we're going to do the neutral option. Yeah. Well, they do get... This makes sense. Alright. Good luck, fellas. You're gonna die. Some of you may die, but that's a sacrifice I am willing to make. I mean, the Centurion might be fine on its own with safety overrides and a repair unit and all that. And thanks to second in command, the Falcons seem like they have enough range that they can kite most of them. Although if it does get its engines blown out immediately, then it's going to have some issues. Although, they don't have great... Like, Shark Dwellers don't have, like, amazing anti... Bro, back up! Why are you still right on top of the enemy? Nope, move backwards. Yep, move backwards. Keep moving backwards, thank you. Yes, thank you. Very good. Much better, thank you. Good job, you did it. I believe in you. You can move backwards. You just have to believe in yourself. Yeah, the Abyssal Glare is definitely scary when I've got so many shield-shunted ships, and the ones that aren't shunted are not strong enough to tank the eye. But it's a lot less scary considering with second in command we have so many range bonuses that the Conquest probably outranges the eye, to be honest. Behold the power of the second in command. Okay, that's, not quite sure what you're doing there. Like, the eye hasn't even stripped off the armor. At least not yet. Blam. Yes, we must show these demons the might of the League. Behold, my Persean League. Demonic entities can only dream of such power. I think I could just autopilot the rest of this. Yeah. It's like, even though they do get some skills from second in command, I do think that overall the mod is making this easier. Because I can just stack all... Yeah, you can see right here. Reinforced bulkheads gave it the extra hull it needed to survive. Good. Good. But yeah, I think that, like, being able to stack all of the range bonuses does make stuff like this a lot easier. Which is why a lot of the range bonuses in vanilla are a lot smaller. And there's not that many of them. Has anyone taken any hull damage? This one took like 5. So if we look here, it seems like, yeah, this guy took like 5 hull. It wasn't even, he didn't even take 1%. And this thing, similar story. It's hull integrity, because you can see the second bar. It's like the first bar is their combat readiness, and then the second bar only shows up if they took hull damage. But since it says 100%, that means that the hull damage was less than 1%. So these two guys took less than 1% hull damage, and this guy took about 66%. I'll be taking my prize, thank you very much. Can it be weaponized? Show me what you can do. Oh, we do have 5, so that's pretty good. 1, 2, 2. Interesting that the Rift Lightning is more expensive than the other two options. And the Abyssal Glare is 5. I don't think I really need any of these. I mean, there's definitely some interesting options that open up, but like right now, not really. Shrouded Mantle. You know what? It is odd that you learn how to use the shrouded items just by right-clicking the item, whereas when it comes to the fabricators, you can get the fabricator, but you don't learn anything unless you also, like, the hull mod is like a separate thing. That is weird. The power of the shield shunt. Is the power of the shield shunt 20 gifted memberships? Or is it the victory we just earned? Well, either way, it looks like one cooler guy is rolling the dice again. Who are the lucky people to get their league memberships? Which of you lucky few can throw your lives away for the glory of the league? Thank you, one cooler guy, for doing your part in the name of Reynard Hanan. Let's see, helmsmanship, yeah. Impact, right? Yeah. You know, I bet yeah. See, the Falcon that took a bunch of damage, it was the level 1 officer. Let that sink in. All the guys that actually have level 6 officers were fine. It was the level 1 officer who took all the damage. Jeez. Good lord. I'm kind of sad you don't have a ship weapon pack because the ship needs a victory. Blowing my league everywhere. Alright, settle down. I don't think I've ever used the victory class, actually. Easy dodge. Better luck next time, Eleveret. Eleveret. I'm not sure how the cadence for that one. It's a lot of ease. Oh my god, I forgot. I thought it was paused for a second, but no, we're moving. It's just the Abyss. You have to survive Talon duty to qualify for the Thunders. I wonder if that's how it works in universe. Or like, they just throw like all the new recruits into Talons. And then the ones who survive, they're like, alright, you're promoted to Thunder School. You've either got the luck or the skill to make it this far. Can you save Star Sector as 1 Talon? Yes. Surely pilots have to have some kind of qualification. Yeah, there's probably sims. But they test your aptitude, do a little training. I mean, we have combat simulations in our fleet. But also, like gunnery implants, if you read the description, kind of implies that there's stuff like that. Which gunnery implants here? Oh, right, the description. Yeah. The whole idea of like augmented dissociate, it's like basically it looks like gunnery implants kind of give you a video game HUD, but with your eyes. Grand colonies. No, I haven't really thought of that one. Yeah, okay, they're about to launch, finally. I think the only thing... So we've done demons. We're about to finish the colony crisis. I think the only thing left really is farming a little bit of threat. I wonder... I mean, things like I could farm Shrouded Dwellers and start putting Hungering Rifts in these slots instead of Phase Lances. Which does have its advantages, but I'm not sure I actually want to do that. Phase Lances have been fine. So Google Glasses that work, yes. Google Glasses in your eyes. Which I'm sure would cause some problems if somebody hacked into your optical implants, but... I mean, surely that would never happen. Hungering Mantles and Shrouded Rifts. I mean, yeah, I guess with Shield Shunted Ships, the vampirism angle could be funny. Could be effective. Although so far we're just not taking... It's like anybody who's more than level 1 isn't taking any damage in combat anyways. It's like, oh cool, you can heal. But you aren't taking damage anyways, so why would you need to heal? There's a hack in Cyberpunk that does exactly that? Yeah. Google Glasses, eyeglasses, eyeballs, they're all the same thing. That's another thing I guess I could do is find the last Hypershunt. I like how it's... Oh yeah, it's actually trying... Yeah. Because I haven't resolved this first fleet, I guess theoretically they could send another one. No. Go away. I don't want to deal with you. Somebody else deal with him. Mining. Oh, yeah, I guess I can go drop that mantle borer there. I mean, if we look at military, you're going to take a while to get here. Eyeballs? Yes. You've heard of the eyeglasses, now get ready for the eyeballs. Tired of your regular old eyes? Wish life reality was more exciting, like video game? Well, the ghost of Steve Jobs has just the thing for you. Item. Is there anything else? Not really. No, I think we're good. Okay. We're moving on. So this is going to launch in 3 days. I think what we do is I'm going to save, and I'm going to jump straight to Syndria, and then kind of hang out outside the system. Yeah, we should be able to jump before anyone notices us. Okay. Let's see, so... Yeah, it looks like all the industries are finished. Upgrade to Starfort. Wow, even with that, it's not going to matter, huh? I mean, honestly, at this point, I could turn off Freeport on everything just to boost stability, and the money wouldn't matter. Nor would the growth. But having Freeport on everything is kind of a nice flex. So I'm going to keep it that way. Since Syndrian ships are basically midline, are they viable League captures? Well, not if they've got the Lion's Guard paint job. Because, I mean, like, if you're a true League patriot, you're not going to paint your ships in the colors of another nation. waiting at rendezvous point. Ah, there we go. Okay, now we've got a few of them. I hope that Alex and the team let us join most, if not all, factions and use diplomacy to let us affect factions in the sector. I don't wonder about that. Because right now, you can really only join the Persean League as a way to resolve the Persean crisis. It might be that the other factions just don't want you. Honestly, I think that's more of a lore question than a mechanics question. Because I'm sure you can make some interesting mechanics for it. I guess it's just a question of, you know, does it make sense that the other factions would try to recruit you? Although I guess technically, if you beat the hegemony crisis, they sort of kind of do on paper, even though in reality that's not what happens. But at least for the purposes of keeping public appearances, they just claim that, yeah, they've integrated you into the hegemony. Or, well, no, they don't integrate you into the hegemony, but they sort of make you an official domain colony or something. Oh god, this Falcon is going to get blasted. Giga Cannon. Cannon to Gig... Oh, it dodged one. That's pretty good. Okay. That's a lot of squalls. I'll give you guys that. That's a lot of squalls and a lot of Giga Cannon. Although for some reason, why do they have 5 hypervelocity drivers? These things are supposed to have heavy needlers. I don't think the Citrian Tic-Tac is supposed to get hypervelocity drivers. Well, I know the Persean League isn't. Maybe the Dictat does get hypervelocity drivers, but regardless, the default for that build is supposed to be heavy needlers. Although, you know, builds do sometimes, like, substitute similar weapons just for variety. This payback for putting Giga Cannon in F tier? Look, it's not F tier anymore. At the time I made the tier list, that was perfectly valid. But it is now more like a B tier weapon. Something like that. Still not as good as the other options generally, but not terrible. Although, you know what? With the buff to the champion, it might be possible. Giga Cannon might be okay. Because the Plasma Cannon was okay. But if you use the Giga Cannon instead, then you could use the flux that you save on, like, more flux-hungry options in the hybrid slots. And I could see that working. So, you know, the Giga Cannon might actually find its footing on something other than just the Anubis. And the Executor. Won't that be nice? Squall. How to defeat squalls. Yeah, see, these guys all have their heavy needlers. Oh, this one's got a mix of everything. Good lord. How to defeat squalls. Step 1. Drop your shields. Step 2. Hope the enemy doesn't fire any other weapons. That's a lot of execs. Fire the Hydras. Hire the Phaedras. Okay, I just gotta stay out of Giga Cannon range, and then they've only got kinetics, so I should be fine. Yes. Yes, this is the play. Just stay out of Giga Cannon range. Which is kind of interesting. These builds are actually kind of interesting to fight for that reason. Because they have all this like suppression with shields with their squalls and kinetic weapons. But as long as you don't get into Giga Cannon range, they can't really hurt you. Oh, you know what? I didn't deploy the rest of my fleet. I mean, that's fine. Oh, they're re-engaging, of course. Because why wouldn't they? It only makes sense. With like whatever they have left. Yeah, this conquest did take a bit of damage, but it was also driving right up to them and got like right on top of the enemy. And Giga Cannons with their good armor penetration are going to punch right through that, even with heavy armor. Well, I wouldn't say that the Giga Cannon is built around, or rather the Executor built around the Giga Cannon. The high-intensity laser also works. It's got like good enough flux efficiency and also fills like the anti-armor role with much better range. Just, you know, it's sustained damage instead of burst damage. Which, I mean, the burst damage of the Giga Cannon does synergize better with the idea of high-energy focus, but... And it does use less flux, but the extra utility, like the extra range that the laser has is just huge. New variants. Doesn't look like I've defeated them. Take a little distance. Oh, you guys want to fight me? Are you sure? Oh, no, they're not fighting me. They are leaving. Well, I guess I'll just kill them. You can escort you. You can go capture that. You can have someone capture that. Beautiful. You? Look at the repair. Man, when ships are like halfway repaired, they always do this thing where they like repair one armor cell at a time, front to back. And so you end up with like this gap in the middle where there's no armor here, but the front is armored fine. It's kind of like a hollow ship almost, because the hull is at like half strength, but the front of the armor is totally fine. Everybody else looks good. Well, except you, but you're kind of the same thing. Maybe actually have you escort this one so that you don't get yourself in too much trouble. High-intensity laser suffers from being too far apart from each other and too much flux. Well, the issue of being too far apart becomes less of an issue the further the target is. So if you're close to the target, then yes, then they're too far apart. But if the enemy is far away, which they should be if you're using beam weapons, then they do converge. And then the issue of flux you make up for by filling the slots with, like, graviton beams. The Executor is one of the few ships where you can, like, fill out all of these slots with, like, beam weapons. And with, like, 6 gravitons and 2 high-intensity lasers, you can overwhelm, like, the dissipation of pretty much any other ship. Especially once you get, with high-energy focus going. And with advanced optics, you can do an extremely long-range build. It does work. Alright, and not to mention, if that's not good enough, you also get double squall as well. 6 gravitons, 2 high-intensity laser with high-energy focus, double squall. That is a legitimate build for the Executor. Hollow ship theory. Almost as cool as Hollow Earth theory. Explodinate. Oh, still have more coming in. Where are they? Oh, this is like, where are they firing their squalls? The Centurion is behind them. The Centurion's being a menace. I wonder if the pilot's name is Dennis. Four executors. Man, it is nice that the Falcons have like just the right combination of range and speed that they can dodge the Giga Cannons, which is good because if they couldn't do that, they would just be dying. I wonder how well this would work in vanilla. Not too well. I mean, I think it would be viable. If you slap enough S-mods on your ships, then you'd probably be fine. But, yeah, a big part of what's making these work is just the fact that with stacking range bonuses and speed bonuses from second in command means that they can fight from a safer distance. Which means that their lack of shields isn't as much of an issue. Speed is greater than DACA. Ah, is that true though? Surely this will defeat them. Yes, that has defeated them. And neither of these two leveled up, huh? They're still at level 2? Alright. No, it's fine. It's not an issue. Does that mean that we get the... Hold on, do I actually have to talk to them to get the... Wait. How does the fuel export work? Do I have to talk to them to get the extra money? I don't remember, it's been a while. How many crew deaths? Probably not that many. I haven't had to hire a new crew in a while. Try this fleet without all the range bonuses? I mean, that would just be vanilla. And for that, I'm afraid I'll have to pass. Although, to be fair, I'm not using gunnery implants on any of these officers, so... I could compensate for it a little bit with gunnery implants, but... I mean, you're getting, like the bonuses here, it's like 30% plus extra for capturing points. It's quite big. Try talking to them, but I think you just get them. Well, yeah, that's what I thought, is you just beat them and then you get it. But... where? It's not showing up. Like, there's supposed to be like an icon that indicates it, right? Okay, coward. Yes. Yes, I am. I do not like green ships with ham. I do not like them. Sam, I am. Well, the Dictat still hates me. Yeah, they hate me more now. I guess I could give them some cores. That'll soothe their anger. Hey, are you pissed off? Did you accidentally piss off the neighbors? Well, just give them some AI cores. Problem solved. Oh, well, that's not good. This is, not quite what I wanted. Go away. Nope. Oh, yeah, of course. Of course. Yep. I bump into an asteroid. Yep, that makes sense. This is fair. Totally fair. I'm not mad about it. No, keeping the transponder off, because either way they're pissed off. It's a mercantile convoy, so we can just go to the planet. Okay. Here. Take this. That's 11. Okay. 21. 49. Okay, so now they don't... Okay, so... Apparently that'll make them hostile, I guess. Odd. But, yeah, inhospitable. Great, so now they're not just going to attack me. Good. It should show as a modifier. Like if I click here. Am I missing it? Wait, hold on. Go to stand to stand. Fuel. It's up at 75,000. It might be getting it. I'm just not sure where. Ah, yeah. Times 1.5 proven stable source of conflict, or stable source due to outcome of dictat conflict. There it is. I found it. It's at the... It's down there. Okay. I could have sworn there was like an intel item or something before. But, yeah, I am definitely getting that bonus. Okay. Outer Arbiter. Well, it looks like you get the buff, it just doesn't tell you. Right, and they're no longer hostile with me, so it's just the factions that the League is at war with. Inhospitable, but that's fine. Maybe it's on treaties. No, it's not in the treaties. It's in agreements here. Well, we're getting the bonus, so it guess it doesn't matter. Okay, let's go kill some threat. Let's go box some clankers. I found several gravity wells, but somehow never finding threat themselves. Clanker? Yes. Okay. Now we go Abyss. We're going to the Abyss. It calls to me. Damn hard R. Yep, and I'm not going to apologize. I don't care what the mob says, the cancel mob. I'm an Alpha Core myself. I can call them clankers. I don't know why you guys call them clankers. It's so much easier to call them fucking toasters. Alright, minion. I had my chat hidden last stream for tin skin. Finally admitting to be an Alpha Core. But what do you think that thing above chat is? But clanker is funnier. It is. Let's see if these... That's just a stupid light. That's nothing. That doesn't even exist. Look at it. Disgusting. I can't believe I was fooled by such deception. This one's real, but it's just a light. No. I don't want light. I crave the darkness. Like an edgy teenager. No, I'm not looking for demons. No. Stop. Why is there like 50 million lights, but there's never any, like, gravity wells? What's up with that? The spawn rate for lights is so much higher than the spawn rate for gravity wells. You said the K word, now you're on the blacklist of the remains. Yes. Would you consider making a vid about the colony crisis? Yeah, I think so. A guide to solving all the colony crisis would be a good thing. I'll add it to the list. I mean, you are trying to... Yeah, I mean, yes. Rogue planets are pretty rare. But also, I'm traveling several light years across hyperspace. Abyssal hyperspace, even. And there's all these damn lights. You know, it's probably because of the lights. They're blinding my crew so they can't see the gravity wells. And this is why I got the second Atlas, or the second Prometheus. So I can carry 1,000,000 billion fuel and wander the abyss looking for a simple gravity well, which isn't even guaranteed to have threat in it. Oh, you know something I could do? Hold on. Let's do a quick save. And just for funsies, let's toss all of our fuel and see what happens. Pulled to the nearest gravity well. Oh my god, it is actually just going to pull us straight up to there. No way. It is actually pulling us all the way up out of the abyss. That's what happens. If you run into the fuel in the abyss, it just pulls you to the nearest gravity well. Although, I guess if you're No, because I'm definitely closer to Limbo than I am to this thing. So I'm guessing that brown dwarfs aren't strong enough of a gravity well to pull you. Which means that even if you run into the fuel out here, it'll still pull you here. Yes. Gravity well. Okay. Surely. Does threat just not exist? Where are they? This is like the 4th gravity well in a row. But there's just nothing. Hello? Threat? Where are you? Yeah, they're not here. Damn. Unless it pulls you into a black hole. I mean, yeah, there can be black holes sometimes in the abyss. If you're really unlucky and a black hole spawns and you run out of fuel, then you could get stuck in the abyss. The deeper you go into the abyss, I guess I'll just have to drive off the corner of the map. Yeah, it does look like there's protection against soft locking. Although even with the black holes that spawn in the abyss, I mean, they are pretty rare, and it might be the case that the ones in the abyss just don't count. Like, they won't pull you. Which would be kind of weird if it did happen, but it's such a rare occurrence that it's probably better off just to implement it that way so people don't soft lock themselves. Come hither, ye mechanical demons. Yeah, we defeated them. That's the power of the High Command. Speaking of... Yes. I despise the whispers when I enter this place at 2 a.m. Guys, don't go into the abyss in Star Sector at 2 a.m. I'm gonna... Guys, don't call your mom while playing Star Sector in the Abyss at 2 a.m. with a haunted game cartridge. Or I guess a haunted Steam page. I was playing Star Sector at 2 a.m. and then, all of a sudden, Baikal Dowd looked at me through the screen and shouted my full name and IP address, while his eyes bled hyper-realistic blood. Thinking it was just a prank, I continued playing. Bro, threat doesn't even exist. They're a myth. Has second in command, like, accidentally disabled them or something? Like, what is this? Like, they just straight up don't exist. They're not here. This has to be the unluckiest series ever. Oh, wait. Hold on. Wait. We found one. Oh my god. I wonder if there's a limit to how far you go into the Abyss. I think you can just keep going infinitely. I bought this game off the deep web. It's called Star Space Sector. Did you find Grandma? No. But I did find this. This horrible thing happened when I was playing Star Sector at 2 a.m. First, what happened was I got really tired. And then the next thing that happened is I realized I should have gone to bed hours ago. I have to be up at 6 for my shift. Fuck. Don't play Star Sector at 2 a.m. Oh, we're getting triple fab. Yeah, forget first strike, second strike, none of that matters. We're going straight for triple fabricator. It'll be fine. 116%, you got it. Let's go. Although, to be fair, I do think there are some aspects of this, of like the... So like one of the skills in second in command gives you extra bonuses based off of the number of capture points you control. And the thing is, when you're fighting threat, it is really easy to hold all 4 capture points. So that specific skill kind of makes this fight significantly easier. Well, I mean, not like a ton easier, but like, you know. It's not like Remnant where you actually have to fight for the points. You just get them. I guess I can send you as well. We'll double down. Kill. Kill. Yep, 3 fab time. Time to show them the power of the League. We're gonna dunk on them, Persean style. Although, the Void Blasters... that might be an issue. If they activate incursion mode and just run down run down these Falcons with their Void Blasters... Okay. Wait. The Falcon... Yes. Okay. As long as the Falcons... It's like, thanks to the power of second in command, the shield-shunted Falcons can both outrange and outrun the assault units. So as long as they maintain their distance, they can just kite them to death. Which is good, because if they couldn't, they would just die to Void Blasters instantly. And, well, that would suck. Be gone. I hit you with Disintegrator. Yep. Although the Fabricators themselves have really good point defense, so it might be a bit difficult to get these Hydras through. Oh boy. Yeah, the one thing that you're guaranteed to face when fighting threat. Lag. The true final boss. Although the fabricators mostly have like kinetic damage, so I guess I can drop my shields here and I'll be fine. Plenty good at armor tanking with this thing. Oh, that's a lot. I wonder if this guy's gonna be okay. And he's taking some damage there, but yeah. So this is the power of second in command. Yeah. Shield shunted conquests and falcons against basically every enemy in the game. And it's feeling pretty easy. I mean, that guy did do some damage there with his little incursion mode, but our DPS and our range is just so much. It doesn't matter. Now, if all of these husks would get out of the way so I can shoot at the enemy that's right there. Oh boy. Okay, yep, let's get that. Get that assault unit before it finishes spawning in. Good, good, good. And I can get this overseer unit. Probably put my shields up so I don't get demolished by Neoferric quad coils. This guy's engines are out. It sucks to be you. Imagine getting flamed out before you even spawn in. I guess it's really just up to me to make sure that I kill the fabricators, though. My fleet is helping a lot kill the smaller stuff, but without shields, my fleet is going to get worn down. We can't just keep fighting them forever. No, oh good, the line unit is... And this is the true power of the line unit. It's just that its corpse is in the way. It will despawn, though. It'll disassemble itself. Come on. I can't tell what's going on. My frame rate is 20. The game is lagging. Okay, everything is finally despawned in front of me, and I can shoot the fabricator. It is definitely going to try and spawn stuff to block me, though. Because it loves doing that. Let's block these yellow things with my shield. Oh wait, is this thing gonna die to the Hydras that I didn't even... Yeah, because I aimed the Hydras at the fabricator, but because they're trying to go around the sides, they just ran into the Hive unit and killed it. Nice. Flash in the bangs. Hey. No. Go away. How are my guys doing? Yeah, it looks like a few of the... Let's see. Level 2, level 6, level 6. Yeah, the other level 2 is doing alright. See, a few of them have taken some hull damage, but they're doing alright. Where's the Centurion? I mean, it's still alive, but, I can't s... Oh, there it is. Yeah. Explode. It's time to explodinate these fools. Oh my god, just get the fabricator killed and get it over with. I want my frame rate back. Falcons carrying. They're doing surprisingly well, yeah. Which makes me think that, you know, shield shunt aside, this might be like the right build for Falcons. Which is funny because it's more or less the same build I use for Eagles. It's, using those... yeah. Well, that's untrue until I get, like, a disintegrator and things change a bit, but... At least using human weapons. The heavy autocannon phase lance is kind of hard to beat. Yep. Excuse me, coming through. Pardon me. I'm terribly sorry, but I've got to get through. Excuse me, oh my god! No wonder it's lagging! Look at all those fragments! Bro, it has made an entire, like, accretion disk. It's gonna become a black hole at this point. I guess the fragments that it acquires from, like, defabrication swarm and stuff are allowed to go over its, like, normal cap. That's gotta be it. Because, like, holy mother of God, that is 1,000,000 fragments. Why does it have so many fragments? It doesn't need all of that fragments. The sheer greed, the audacity. No ship needs all of those fragments. I don't think I've seen them ever accrue that many fragments, but yeah, that would explain why my frame rate still sucks, even though most of their fleet is dead. That would do it. Now let's kill this thing. Hive unit. It's time to unalive the unit. Let me hit. Oh god. It's like moving through molasses. Oh, wait, we might lose the Sunder here. It's overloaded. No, it gets saved. Okay. I think at this point I don't need it. God. Oh, that's a lot of neutron torpedoes. I think I'll take that on my hull. It's a fair amount of damage, but, like, that would be, like, 5 neutron torpedoes would just overload me from 0 flux. Like, it's a lot. Yes, just brute force our way through. Yes. Just kill them all. Every single one. Right, we've got to learn our lesson from Anakin Skywalker. Not just the men, but the women and the children. And by that I mean the ones that aren't finished building. Okay. Triple fabricator, cleared. And, you know what? We can even cancel this retreat at this point. I mean, some of them have taken some damage. Like, you look at these guys. They're pretty low on hull. But thanks to the bulkheads, they did survive. Oh, would you look at that? Yeah, see, now we can start. The frame rate comes back. There it is. Beautiful. If you had cleansing fire, this wouldn't be such an issue. I'm not sure any of the cleansing fire would make it. I'm not sure the dragon fires would make it. Yeah, but now we have like a ton of extra this that we can just toss out. Okay. Cool. Well, that takes care of that. If we want to use threat equipment, we can. We can easily farm those guys. Although, unfortunately, the only ones that actually drop anything are the ones that spawn in at the beginning. So, when it comes to fighting threat, usually the best thing to do is to find... You want to find the ones that spawn in with a starting fleet, because then they'll actually drop a bunch of weapons. So I think the way that it works is that the ships spawned in by the fabricators don't drop weapons, but they do drop supplies and fuel. Which is why you get so many from threat. Is because like you can just sit there and farm them for infinite supplies and fuel if you wanted to. But you don't get more weapons from them. Yeah, let's get out of here. I've had enough of this. Gate. You get a commission bonus for that? I guess so, huh? Now we are truly the League of Legends, yes. We are a legend within the League. No doubt about it. But I think that's mostly accomplished the goals that I wanted to hit. We killed Triple Fabricator. No losses. We've killed demons. I mean, it was on the medium option, but that's good enough. We've killed Remnant. We've done all the crises. Our colonies are thriving. There's not really much left. Well, if you guys have any ideas of things you want to see before I wrap up this run, because I think today's stream is going to be the last one, and then next stream we're going to start a new run. Abyss is genuinely scary, don't know why, but the implied scale of darkness is real creepy. Yeah, I think they did a good job with it, because the rest of the game, there's stuff, and then you go to the Abyss, and there's just nothing, not even sound. How did you get the hedge to stop raiding you? By joining the Persean League. Shunted Eagle. There's still war crimes to commit. And yeah, I guess I could go commit some war crimes. Satbomb Chikamaztalk. I think that would kill my League membership, though. I mean, I guess I could do that, but yeah, I wouldn't be part of the League anymore. Yeah, Kairos, for the hegemony, you've got a couple of options. You beat their inspections 3 times in a row, and then they stop bothering you. Although they are quite powerful. Wait, what? This is the wrong system. Or you just join the Persean League, and then they stop bothering you. I fought League and got colony accessibility buff. Yeah, so you get a... If you beat the League, you get the proven polity buff, which gives you 10%, and if you join the League, you get League development programs, which is the same thing. Although joining the League typically costs you money. They do take like a 20% cut, unless you beat the blockade first. And the thing is, if you can beat the blockade, you can probably... At that point, you can probably also beat the hegemony inspections anyways. Blockading and starving every faction. I mean, I guess I could just start killing transports. But, I don't know, it sounds a bit tedious. Yeah, just do a little peaceful negotiations to cut down on your league membership dues. 20%, bro, they can fuck right off with that tax rate. I wonder. I've been there. Haven't been there. I guess I'll just check for the other Tesseracts to see. Yeah, hold on. I'll go looking for the second pair of Tesseracts. Because it's not that hard. You just gotta check all the blue giants. Have you done the new church questline before? No, I don't think so. I'm gonna go get Omega weapons instead, though. Blockade died from... Oh, wait, hold on. Let me get some fuel. Blockade died from a trade fleet with too many military ships. Well, that's impressive. If you beat the EA inspection 3 times in a row, did they leave you alone? Yeah. After you beat the third one, because like the first one is like the weak one, then they send a stronger one, and then they send a really strong one for the third one. And if you beat that, then you can go to Chico Mostalk and talk to the High Hegemon directly. And they're like, yep, you beat us. We're going to have to pretend to the public that we won. And that it was all a big misunderstanding. But, yeah, we're going to stop bothering you. Do a bounty with a Tesseract from Roy Rayon. If I try to do that, it is going to take 10 hours for him to even offer the bounty. Because it's just random, and we're not going to get lucky. Large-scale hedge fighting to exist in vanilla. You know, I guess I didn't really record it, but I did mess around a couple years ago with increasing battle size to 2,000. And yeah, now that you mention it, it's a kind of a shame I didn't record those battles, because when it's like the entire screen is like filled up with like there's like 10 onslaughts on each side, and then like 5 legions, and then there's just like a mass amount of like smaller ships like filtering in between them in this big wall where they're just kind of smashing into each other. It is very different from vanilla, but it was kind of cool. So maybe I should just record that, even if it's not. Maybe make a. It's not really worth making its own video about. So I'm kind of tempted to do a YouTube short, but at the same time, a YouTube short with its vertical format is not going to show. It's going to be terrible for actually trying to view the battle. So I don't know. Maybe I'll just make a. Maybe I'll just make it a video. But it is cool. Recently started a new game, and I got the Glacier Research Extraction mission in the same system as the Hypershunt Tap. Didn't know that was possible. But yeah, sometimes you just get lucky in that sense. Okay, so let's grab our resources. I've already got 3,000 supplies, I just needed more fuel. Okay, let's go. $20 million. A paltry sum. Alright, give me Tesseracts. Give me Tesseract. I'm gonna say, yeah, it's not here. Alright. Shame. It's a shame it is. Wow, there's not a lot of blue giants, huh? Like, there's nothing in this quadrant, nothing here, and nothing here. Up here, there's 2. I've been there. I've been there. Oh my god. Because if I check, yeah, at this point, the only ones I haven't visited are this one and this one. Which is funny, because the one that I found was like here. So it's either right next to this one, or up here in the corner. Fantastic placement. Couldn't have done it better myself. Let's take the gate. Not cool, not cool. Very bad for the economy. Well, it was 92 supplies a day because there were some repairs needed there. We took a little storm damage. Yeah, there's not really much else I want to do. There are things I could do. They don't seem very fun. I think I'm more interested in just, yeah, we'll just get this last hyper shunt, and then I think we'll say goodbye to Stan League. I think that'll be the end of his story. And then I'll start, like, looking into what, like, making sure I've got all the mods ready for the next run. Yeah, I don't think it's this one. I'm gonna just be sure by going around. Don't think it's this one. I think it's in the top corner. Oh, you know what? You're right. I didn't kill the hegemony home fleet. I guess I should do that. I am the League, after all. It's what the League would do. So yeah, I'll go find this last Tesseract. Or the last Hypershun, rather. There is technically one more Tesseract, but I'm not going to go for it. And then we'll kill, like, the home guard fleets. Finish things off with a bang. Lots of combat. It's gotta be here. Yeah. Right where we need it, in the top corner. You know... Does it reach 15? No, 11 light years. See? That's the problem. That's the problem. 11 light years away. So we have the cryosleeper in this system, which made it useful to colonize, and the hypershunt is 11 light years away. Because it's always 11 light years away. Alright, let's kill him. I mean, this was kind of a pain before, but now we have more ships, so we can probably just throw bodies at them. We're going to take some losses here, but it'll be fine. Ooh, Rift Torpedo, cool. Yeah, see, threat versus Tesseracts is like the ultimate quality versus quantity. Tesseracts have quality, but they lack quantity, as opposed to the old threat fleets. This is what the Hydras are good for, yes. The Dragonfires couldn't get the job done, but the Hydra Spam will take care of these things. Oh, we might lose the Sunder here. Got immediately eviscerated by damn Cryoblaster. Oh, now it's dead. It is so dead. Oh my... Wow. No way. There's no way. That just shouldn't happen. It just has so much speed and maneuverability that it managed to maneuver the Cryoblaster. Bro, you are clipping into me. Chill. It managed to maneuver the Cryoblaster shot so that it would hit fresh armor and not obliterate its hull. Huh. You know, we might actually get through this. Bro! Really? My bro. Sunder. How could you? He was my little guy. But now he die. Because he dropped his shield, and fighters fly. Rest in peace, never to be seen again. You know, for like 5 minutes. We are gonna just recover it. Yeah, bro was asleep. Yeah, he thought he was out of the battle and just kind of fell asleep and turned off the shield. Even though he has elite field modulation, so he can dissipate through his shields anyways. And he has 360 shields, so he could just keep them up and let the fighters not do any damage. But, oh, we also lost a Falcon at the end. Neat. Oh, we got 2 cryoblasters. Rift Torpedo, Volatile, yeah. I mean, I could activate this one too. There's a gate here, which makes it a lot more convenient. Not that activating it would do anything. And now I need to hire some crew. Let's... Yeah, I'm going to tally up my loot haul for all of the Omega weapons, and then we'll have a look at that. We'll go kill the core worlds. Make them pay. Pay in blood. Beautiful. 10k defense. What's the highest defense? We've got 5,000, 10k, 6,000, 5,000, 10k. Okay. Yeah, it looks like the places with high commands and their maxed out stability, they are at 10k. Although if you lose the Star Fortress, it's like 3,300, which is still pretty good. Indeed, the final crusade. Storage. Okay, we'll drop all that off. Sell that. Okie dokie. Then we need some crew. Which I have a bunch in storage anyways. Excellent. We buy fuel. Buy more supplies. Okay, now we restore, increased maintenance. Yeah, not the end of the world. And you got degraded life support. Okay. I think we are... Well, first I'm going to look at... Yeah, I can't do sorting here. Huh. I want to look at my Omega weapons specifically, so we can sort of tally them up. I guess I'll just carry them with me. 2 reality disruptors, Rift Torpedo, Volatile. The mediums we got... Still going. Cryoblasters. 6 cryoblasters. That's pretty good. 3 resonators. 2 and 2 and 2. Wow. Somehow, like, it looks like a lot of the good... It looks like the best medium ones I got the most of. What are the odds of that? And smalls. Yeah, I think there's only the 5 mediums, right? I'm not missing anything. I feel like I'm forgetting one. Let's see. No, it's not up there. I think that's everything. Hey, our officers leveled up. They did. Target analysis, yeah. Damage control. No, we don't want combat endurance. We want helmsmanship. missile spec. Mixed skills elite. We get helmsmanship and I guess impact mitigation. Like so. Yeah, I think I've got all of them. If I sort by Omega. Yeah, there's 13. If you look at small, there's 4, 5, 4. Yes, okay. That's correct. So, I mean, we didn't get... oh my god, what is it? We didn't get Rift Cascade Emitter, but we got everything else. 2 Reality Disruptors, 1 Rift Torpedo, 1 VPD, 6 Cryoblasters, this is crazy. 3 Resonators, 2 Cryoflamers, 2 Disintegrators, 2 Rift Beams, 3 Antimatter SRMs, 6 Shock Repeaters, 7 Mini Pulsars, and 3 Rift Lances. I mean, you could definitely do some interesting things if I wanted to. Like, you can put... Like, if you wanted to, you could take the Champion, for example, and swap the Tachyon Lance for Rift Torpedo. So then it's got double missile weapon. But then what would you do with the rest of it? Maybe Rift Beams? Probably Auto Lances, if anything. Because, like, the Rift Torpedo will do great armor damage, but it's going to be a bit lacking in hull. And Cryoblasters don't have the range. Maybe that's the secret. Maybe we'll do that. And get some more of these on. Although Volatile Particle Driver is also pretty good. 0.67 efficiency. Like, yeah, some of the shots disappear before they hit the end, but it's got such good efficiency. And such high DPS, it kind of doesn't matter. Okay, hold on. Let's get out of the colony so I stop seeing all of these options that I'm not trying to use. Yeah, this is better. Okay. I guess I could put mini pulsars on the front, so it's got some close range kinetic damage. That could always be interesting. Although I think that would look... That would work a lot better if I could S-mod Point Defense AI and get the elite Point Defense skill for that range. Certainly an interesting build option. Especially with the upcoming champion buff, I want to test that out. Rift Beam. Sure. Why not? And then we'll do these for, like, point defense, I guess. Repair. Let's see what this does in the simulator. Because you have... Yeah, you already have elite missile specialization, so you're good. Although ballistic masteries become completely useless with this change. Wait a minute. Oh, that's right. You had ballistic mastery this whole time. Even though I wasn't using any ballistic weapons anyways. I forgot about that. Just totally, completely forgot. Well. I mean, I'm not about to change your officer now. Let's throw you into battle. Right, I don't have Alpha Cores. Well, I guess we'll just do this. Yeah, we'll throw you up against a Brilliant and one of those. Let's see what you do with all of this special equipment. Oh, that's a lot of point defense on this thing. You know what? I think the Rift Beam might actually be... Yeah, the Rift Beam seems good now. At 10 ordnance points with a lower flux cost, it's doing a pretty good job at shooting things down. Yeah, there's that overload. Is it going to reach? No. How aggressive is this officer? Maybe I need to make her more aggressive. Yeah, let's make it aggressive. Oh no, I've got a terrible idea. Hold on. What if we go in on the mini pulsars like this, and then we change this to like a cyclone? Oh no. This is a monstrosity. Mini pulsars for shield damage, then the Cyclone Rift Torpedo to just obliterate the enemy, and the Rift Lances for point defense. I think it's lacking helmsmanship, though. If it wants to get this close, then it needs that. Yep, there's that overload. A blam. And the Rift Lances actually finish it off. Or not Rift Lances, sorry, those are the small ones. Rift Beams. Actually do enough hull damage to finish the target after it gets its armor stripped apart. Fire the Cyclone, go! Shoot! Oh, it's still cooldown, hold on, there it is. Yes! Yes! Yeah, that's what it's missing. See, it's got enough flux. It's got plenty enough flux. But, yeah, instead of Ballistic Mastery, I would really like Helmsmanship for this thing. I think this is legit. I think this is a legit build, because you get ECCM for both of these things, you get Elite Missile Spec for both of these things, and it's the sheer strike damage from 2 Reapers and a Rift Torpedo is insane. The kinetic burst damage from 4 mini pulsars is great. And then the Rift Beams give it some solid point defense, and they also do enough damage that they can, like after the armor is stripped off, they can do some good hull damage. We are mega hauling. This thing is very cool. Alright, let's go kill the hegemony. Yeah, there's kind of a couple ways to do the champion. The other one is, it's like, one of the strengths of, like, the synergy weapons is it allows you to put weapons that are the wrong weapon class into a different slot. So, like, like, this is effectively 2 large missiles. So they benefit a lot from missile bonuses. And the reverse option would be to, like, stick a... You could do, like, Volatile Particle Driver for anti-shield and Reality Disruptor up front for you know, EMP to shut the enemy down. And if you do that setup, then you can just skip Missile Specialization and ECCM package because they're useless. Because your champion doesn't have any missile weapons. So it's not just that the weapons are powerful, but also being able to... The flexibility of using the wrong weapons in those weapon slots is very useful. Alright, let's see where their home guard fleet is. Gotta find it. Yes, I must find it. It's usually patrolling around somewhere. Maybe I can mess with this. I think I'd rather just hack it. So I can see them coming before they... Yeah, there we go. So I'm not getting constantly harassed for having my transponder off. I just want to find... So I don't want no trouble. I don't want no trouble. I'm just trying to find the big fleet. Wherever it is. Yeah, we end in the hegemony with this one, boys. Church 2 while we're at it. I mean, they get all riled up about the demonic hull mods, but this thing loaded up with Omega weaponry is kinda insane. I think that's it. Yeah. But yeah, this is the kind of thing where it's like... I guess, like, instead of systems expertise, I think you're actually better off with the point defense skill. And then, maybe instead of stabilized shields, S-mod integrated point defense AI. So the elite bonus from help from point defense would boost the range of the rift beams and the mini pulsars. Okay, I'll just talk my way out of this. I've got story points. It's fine. That's a mercantile convoy. Oh, that's the Core Worlds mod. Wait, I thought you guys were still hanging around. No, they're just leaving. They're patrolling. Straight up patrolling, let me tell you. Alright, die. And then we're going to make our getaway through the gate, which nobody but John Star Sector can use, but... Or in this case, Stan League can use. But nobody will be able to tell. Don't worry about it. I'll even autopilot my Pegasus. Send them to the Shadow Realm. Yeah, this is probably going to be similar to that fight we did a while ago against the Persean League, where there's just like capital ships pouring in as we surround their home, and just keep killing them. I just keep killing them, and they just keep coming back. I think... Hold on. Yep, there they are. We'll send 2 Falcons over to this... Nope, 2 Falcons over this way, thank you. Even the AI knows to spam Hydras. That's probably... Hydra spam might be the best AI version of the Pegasus. Where are they going? Wait, they went all the way around to the engines. They don't normally do that. What sorcery is this? Yeah. See, they have quite paltry frigates in this fleet. They're mostly relying on, like, the sort of lineup of, like, onslaughts and dominators with enforcers to fill the gaps, but I don't think that's going to work too well. Here comes the Rift Torpedo. Bonk. It's one of my favorite weapons, even before it got buffed. I mean, it was really, like, before it got buffed, it would just die as soon as it bumps into a fighter, which was really annoying, but it's just such a satisfying weapon, the way that it just... it slowly drifts towards the enemy and then makes contact, and it's just bonk. Whoa. Oh yeah, I guess with, you know, I didn't think about this, but since we're using second in command, it gets to take advantage of, like, the missile buffs from, like, mass bombardment. Which means that it is way more maneuverable than a Rift Torpedo is normally supposed to be. Yeah, I'm not even going to fire my missiles, honestly. I don't really need to. I've got a disintegrator and some auto lances, that's good enough. Cyclone, go. This is actually a good build. I like this champion. I mean, obviously in vanilla it's not going to be as strong because there's no second in command, but the upcoming buff, I think it should be viable. Yeah, let's just get rid of this guy. Cool ships don't look at explosions. They blow shit up and then walk away. Oof, look at that. And then, yeah, look. Overload him with the Rift Torpedo, demolish him with the Cyclone, and then score a kill with another Rift Torpedo. Classic. And here comes the torpedo. Bonk. Although I do wonder, because mass bombardment reduces the damage of your missiles, so it might... I'm wondering how much that's hurting the... Since the Rift Torpedo has such big damage, it's probably a significant amount of its damage is getting lost. In exchange for being a lot faster, so I guess it kind of... This kind of evens out by being more reliable. Just look at that damage. It's not like high-tech ships are going to perform any better when they've got to face 4 mini-pulses boosted by a high-energy focus. So that's just the power of Omega weapons. Oh, Reapers, huh? Be gone. Yep. You had no faith in the shield shun, and I still don't. I'm being carried by the tenacity skill. That's why their hull doesn't just evaporate immediately. Because the tenacity skill is adding an insane amount of hull durability. Let's not forget. Nope, I did not mean to hit that. I actually meant to emergency burn. Oh, jeez, who could have done this? Oh, God. Who would do such a thing? He went through the gate. Who could it be? I don't know. You don't think? No. No, I don't think. I don't think anything about it. I mean, I do believe in second in command you can increase the number of executive officers your opponents get if you want it to be more difficult. So there are some options there, but by default it is... Capital Assurance Fleet is already engaged with pirates. Are they going to soften it up for me? Because that might be... No, they didn't really. Okay. Wait, I have my transponder on. Hold on. Let me fix that. I have it off now. I'm a totally different guy. Man, there's a lot of pirates today. I mean, I guess I could join. But I kind of want to attack you, actually. You know what? The Station 2, why don't you? I've been identified. Fuck it. We ball. Don't care. Let's attack the Core Worlds Fleet Armada and the station, and the Tachyon Lance didn't even break the armor. I mean, the second hit's definitely gonna break the armor. Like, this is not good for the Falcons. Definitely not good. Very bad. But it's not about... Oh, that thing is so dead. Bye-bye. At the end of the day, it's not about what's good or bad, winning or losing. It's about blowing shit up. What happens if I just... like this? Man, that thing is tough. It is taking a lot. Bro, the Doom didn't even stand a chance. The Sunder just evaporated it. You can see these Falcons are way tougher than they really should be. Like, the only thing that's really killing them is the Cobras. Even the Tachyon Lances and Plasmas just weren't doing enough damage. Like, they were hurting them, but they weren't actually hurting them fast enough. What are you up to? Oh god. Please come downwards and get you up there. I want the champion to survive and do stuff because it's cool. Well, I guess the conquest is not going to help, so I'll have to do it manually. Damn. Oh, this conquest is way up there. I guess the Centurion can hang out with it, make sure it doesn't get hurt. So what are you doing? Let's get you over here. Sunder? Sunder? Hello? Where are... Okay, you need to, sort of go down this way like that, and you need to move out of the way. Yes, move out of the way. Yes, please. Oh, no, it's nope. It, engine's flamed out. Too late. It's dead. Rest in peace. Rest in peace, my good man. Wait, where is that? Bro, the Paragon's right in front of you. You didn't need to do that. Where are you shooting those? Ooh, the AI, ooh. Where? Why? Explain yourself. What is with the AI and just firing its missiles at a completely different enemy? Like, it's right in front of you. I told you to kill the champion. What are you doing? This makes no sense. 0 pennies have been profited from this exchange. There we go. Yeah, you do it when it's too late, huh? You target it when it's already dead. Thank you. Thank you. Very cool. I appreciate that. A whole lot. Yeah, mini pulsers taking care of the shields. The rift torpedo. Bonk. Very good. Very good, yes. So let's go upwards. Wait. Oh, you know what? 26%. I think that they've been in a series of battles against a lot of pirate fleets. So some of their ships are actually low in combat readiness. Not all of them, though. Like, you can see the Aurora's at 70%. This thing's at 70%. But this poor Paragon is all the way down at 26. Where were you aiming that? Oh wait, the timing might be perfect here. Hold on. No, it's not perfect. Okay. But the rift torpedo will turn around. Yep. It'll just... Oh, missed the timing. But doesn't matter. It still killed it. Dooms don't even stand a chance. Although it does look like the mine kind of intercepted one of the rift torpedoes there. That kind of sucks. Whew. Explodinate. Yeah, it's time to spawn camp them. The Doom tried running away, but it's far too late. We win. I mean, Tritax's not going to be happy about that, but, oh well. I think we still technically... Yeah, we're hostile now, but we still have our agreement. Yeah, the strategic partnership keeps going even when you're hostile. I guess that leaves... I mean, we've already beaten Kazeron. That just leaves the church, right? Which is Gilead. We'll go beat up some Invictuses. Yeah. You know, blood is temporary, business is eternal. Human resources, those are replaceable. We have a department for that. Well, it's not here right now. Where is it? That's all of our demods. Yep. If they're replaceable, why do we call them resources? I mean, supplies are replaceable and they're a resource. That's what that means. I think replaceable is exactly what a resource means. It's like it can be it's something that you consume and replace. Am I in... Wait, is it Tartessus that's actually the capital? Hold on. I mean, Gilead is so important to the faction that I assumed it was their capital, but it might actually be over here. Did LC Fleet have any capitals before Invictus? And yeah, they used legions. They just had a ton of legions. And then Alex is like, well, you know what? I'll add in the Invictus and the Retribution for them, and then the Legion will just to replace the Legion, and the Legion will be exclusively hegemony from now on. It's in here somewhere, right? Let's go. I think that's it. Yes, okay. Yeah. We're gonna kill you guys anyways, dude. Don't worry about it. But they got a bunch of D-mods. Look at that. Alright, it's killing time. Let's see if this Retribution does anything. Right now it's just kind of playing very passively, very safe. Retribution pilot is scared because he knows what's coming. Death is coming. Ooh, not bad. Actually hit. Monk. D-mods are cool? Well, that's a rare opinion. Man, this makes me want to really like mess around with these because normally when I build stuff, I don't really mess around with Omega weapons because there's no guarantee you're going to get what you want. But I mean, I got these Omega weapons fair and square. I am interested in optimizing this build. Beautiful. How much damage did that do to the insane armor of this thing? Oh, you can actually see the damage. That's impressive. comes another Invictus. Wow. That's pretty good. Oh, here comes another one. Which, funny enough, I didn't realize this, but the Electric Church actually do get hurricanes. I just assumed that that would be too advanced for them, but no. They do get hurricanes. Although, maybe not the best choice, because they're a bit expensive right now. I honestly don't get why people feel obligated to fix every demod, because demods are icky. It's like, if it's a crippling demod, like structural damage, or you've got like, or you know, the flux grid, then you do want to fix those. Or if you've got like compromised storage on your maintenance, on your like Atlas or something. But if you get like but a lot of them are stuff like increased maintenance on your combat ship isn't really a big deal. Or like degraded life support doesn't really matter, that sort of thing. Faulty automated systems. There's a lot that don't really matter. It would be cool if Dorito Fights gave the player research components or something that let you craft the ones you want. Yeah, that could be interesting, because, I mean, the way that it worked, because, like, these were built, like, the Doritos were invented a long time ago. I mean, they were added to the game a long time ago, compared to, say, the Shrouded Dwellers. And so that kind of mechanic just didn't exist yet. I could see that for, like, the small and medium. I think I could, for Tesseracts, I could see that for the small and medium weapons, but I think the large weapons should still be... It might be best if the large weapons are still randomized. Although, instead of randomized, maybe just guarantee that you get one of each. Because fighting 2 reality disruptors at the same time is kind of annoying. As seen in previous episodes. You know, I actually don't need to pursue them, it's fine. We can let them go. Zach Nepenthes. That's a name. Okay, don't have anything I want. You, impact mitigation. So you can make that elite. I mean, I'm saving, but I think this is... we've, like, destroyed all the core worlds, so... Are there fleets, so it's kind of the end. Yeah, you're missing target analysis, and you are missing missile spec, but that's kind of it. I want my ships to look like unrecognizable pieces of junk. I love deploying my Invictus for 5 supply. Yeah, there is some upsides. It is cheaper to deploy them. Alright, I think... Yeah, I've basically done everything I want to do with this playthrough. So, I am going to go... I'm going to call it here, and I'm going to go finish up... The first thing I need to do is finish up the final recordings for Brawl King Season 2. And then I'm going to go... Yeah, I think on Sunday I'll come back with the pirate... We'll start a pirate run. And I'm going to get all the mods ready for that. And it is Jover. It's Jover, isn't it? Isn't it? Isn't it Jover? What about Mu 2? That's next on the list after I finish Brawl King. So you can look forward to that as the Most likely the next video I'm going to upload to my channel. Mutu. So thank you all for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Pirate mini mod for your pirate playthrough. I mean, I don't know if I want more pirate varieties because I'm kind of inclined to try and make the vanilla ones work. So that way people can use them in any playthrough. But we'll see. We'll see. Yeah. I think that's good for today. See you guys next time. Bye-bye.